of India. So this is Abdoul Karim BATHILY, who I believe is actually the only fighter on the Mali team. Just going to see if I can confirm that quickly before we get going. He's the only entrant. And this is TONAKANYAN, who boxed at the World Championships in 2017. That same year at the Europeans in Ukraine, got to the quarterfinals. 29 years old, as I say, got the walkover against Virender of India in the opening round. That's a boxer's nose, isn't it, on TONAKANYAN? Noses don't get much flatter than that. Tampu Nelka Shiramala of Sri Lanka, our referee. So, BATHILY of Mali in the red corner, TONAKANYAN of Armenia in the blue. Here we go, opening fight of the evening session. Day 5, 2021 AIBA Men's World Championships back in Belgrade for the first time in 43 years. 1978, the second Men's World Championships was held in this city. BATHILY in the early stages, just using outside of the ring here. TONAKANYAN walking across it, just looking to see if he can get a jab into the body there. A jab into the body against this kind of moving target early on is always an advisable policy, I would say. Just taking the feet right out there though, BATHILY in red, trying to avoid that lead glove of TONAKANYAN. Aiming the right hand there, TONAKANYAN didn't quite manage to land it. Goes to the big overhand right there, BATHILY, who's very much looking to keep this on the outside. Just brushing across those ropes. Staying out of the way, changing direction. Absolutely concentrating on staying mobile here, backed up towards the neutral corner, but manages to get out. TONAKANYAN tried to step on him as he was over by the red corner. 1-2 for BATHILY was taken on the gloves. Difficult job here for the Armenian to track down this kind of target, but it's not actually that easy to win fights doing what BATHILY's doing, because it's not a great look for the judges if you're always basically looking to stay away from your opponent, which essentially is what he's trying to do, and land the odd jab from the outside, the odd 1-2, which he isn't really managing to do at the minute. Nothing's really landed. Nothing's really landed for TONAKANYAN either, but if it continues like this and nobody lands anything for the entire round, which is what looks like might happen, TONAKANYAN will and should get the round with the judges, because he's at least trying to make something happen. I can't remember too many scoring punches registering over the course of the 3 minutes we've seen so far. There goes the bell. As I said, not a great deal happened. His plan is clear, BATHILY. He's trying to keep it on the outside, looking to land jabs, trying to step in and land the odd 1-2. TONAKANYAN was trying to hunt him down without any real success, but he gets it with 4 out of the 5 judges there, and the reason behind that will be the one that I explained towards the end of the round. If nobody really lands anything, then you have to go to other criteria by which to judge who's won the round, and one of those criteria is intent, really, when it comes down to it. TONAKANYAN is trying to take the centre of the ring and to cut the ring down and get to BATHILY and throw punches. So he's got it with 4 out of the 5 judges in that opening 3 minutes. And the difficulty with that for BATHILY is that he's behind now, so he will have to come to TONAKANYAN more. He's just got no choice. If you do what he did in that opening round, if you're going to box that way, then you really have to win the first round, because if you don't, then you're going to have to change your style. And he is holding his feet more now. Right hand there from TONAKANYAN. BATHILY was trying to tempt him in the corner almost, looking to try and throw that overhand right. Once he sees TONAKANYAN pull the trigger, I think he's hoping he's got the edge in hand speed here. BATHILY in that kind of standoff, looking for the jab to the body there from TONAKANYAN was definitely low. BATHILY again here, just working around the outside, working around the clock face. TONAKANYAN just stands off and tries to beckon him in, and the referee immediately says to TONAKANYAN, you know, you need to, well, she says to both of them, you need to try and engage, you need to try and fight, and there's only one of them who's really trying to fight here, and that's TONAKANYAN. He would love it if BATHILY would just stop running around the ring and stand in front of him. To be fair to BATHILY, he knows that that's not going to work out for him, so that's why he's not doing it. But there's nothing all that effective about what he is doing. And as a result, this is a crushingly dull fight. Trying to take that right hand to the body there, TONAKANYAN. Looks for a big whipping overhand right. The Armenian doesn't want to get too frustrated here because he's won that first round, jab to the body there. He's probably going to win this second round. And if he does get this second round in the bag, then he can just saunter through the third and final round and allow BATHILY to clock up as many miles as he can, because he's going to go through to the next round. And that second round was basically the same as the first, so the judges will go TONAKANYAN's way. I'm sure about that. I don't see how you can't really, because BATHILY, he lands on the gloves every now and again, but that's as good as it's got for him. So 10-9s for TONAKANYAN. So he's basically through, 20 points to 18. He leads with 4 of the judges. The chances of BATHILY turning in a 10-8 round in the third and final round are not good. So as I say, TONAKANYAN doesn't want to get too frustrated here. He's up against an opponent who doesn't really want to engage. So all he needs to do is just run down the clock for this final 3 minutes. Doesn't really need to exert himself, make absolutely sure he doesn't pick up a cut from any kind of head clash or anything like that, and he's through to the next round. TONAKANYAN in the blue, BATHILY in the red. big left hand there from TONAKANYAN, and standing count, and the referee immediately waves this one over. You could see that BATHILY there was unsteady on his legs, big left hand. And that's a quality finish from TONAKANYAN, because he's not had too many opportunities to unleash on his opponent, but he had one there and he took it. And this has been stopped 43 seconds into round 3, and that's exactly what BATHILY was hoping to avoid. That's why he employed the tactics that he employed, and unfortunately for him, he's just run into one there. He's okay, I think. I hope he is. Fighter welfare is always the most important thing. The doctor just having a look in his eyes there. I think he's disappointed. Obviously, of course he is. But he just got caught up against the ropes, back square to the ropes a bit, and a big left hand closed the show. So TONAKANYAN goes through and provided us with an explosive and dynamic finish to a fight which up until that point had been lackluster, not through any fault of his own. There's that left hand, and that was a really good left hook. Very, very well delivered. Little dip to the left-hand side, and that's a kind of perfect left hook, really. Bending the elbow, he's picked the elbow up.